Diabetes was a fatal disease prior to 1921. That's amazing to think about because now diabetes is completely treatable. If you have type 1 diabetes, you can take insulin. If you have type 2 diabetes, you can take oral hypoglycemics, or you can take insulin, or you can modify your diet and lifestyle and actually cure it. But back before 1921, if you were diagnosed with diabetes, you had weeks, months, max 1 year to live. It was a completely devastating disease. In fact, the only treatment they had for it was starvation. It was called the Allen starvation diet. Most of the people who got diabetes were kids with type 1 diabetes, and they would be put in a metabolic ward called starvation rooms, where doctors would only let the kids have 400 to 500 calories a day of fatty food, no carbohydrates. And these are growing kids. They need lots of calories. And so they would sit there and starve to death over the next year as their parents prayed that their children wouldn't die. But they all would eventually die. And they die miserable and starving. It was totally horrible. And at the time, researchers knew that the pancreas secreted insulin. The problem was they couldn't figure out how to get insulin out of the pancreas because every time they tried to extract it, trypsin, which is a digestive enzyme made by the pancreas as well, would break insulin up because insulin's a protein and trypsin breaks down proteins. So researchers couldn't figure out how to get insulin out so they could save these kids' lives. Well, in 1921, a surgeon named Frederick Banting couldn't sleep one night. And in his sleeplessness, he had an idea. What if they could block off the pancreatic ducts and allow the digestive parts of the pancreas to wither away? Because he had read a paper that said that happens when pancreatic ducts are blocked by stones. And then the insulin secreting part of the pancreas would stay alive. They could remove this pancreas from a dog, extract the insulin, and then give it to children. And that's exactly what he did. And he discovered a way to get insulin out and save children. It was called the Toronto Miracle because he was a surgeon in Toronto, Canada. And it changed the world forever. Diabetes went from a fatal disease to a completely treatable one. I tell the whole story in my podcast, The Dr. Kumar Discovery. You can look it up on any major podcast platform. Just search The Dr. Kumar Discovery, and it's my latest episode. I hope to see you there. Cheers.